Hello, you. It's Audio Who. And it's Sunday night, and, well, we hope you are in for some delight. It's the festive period. We're at it again as we dissect the Rocket Men. We have a story from season 6 of the Companion Chronicles here. Is it story number 2 or number 3? Somebody help me here. Yeah, okay, well, whatever story it was. Bang on form as always, folks. We have William Russell taking on the role of the late Bill Hartwell, as well as Ian Chesterton, as he performs this hostage situation type story, along with Gus Brown as the villainous Ashman of the Rocket Men. So, what do we think about this, guys? Well, you're about to find out, but before we get to that, it's your cast for this evening. Early doors on a Monday morning, it's the Thunder from Down Under. AJ, how goes it, man?
Hi, guys, and it was season 6, episode 2.
Indeed. Thank you for the clarification, mate. Much obliged. Down in the bowels of hell, you're even getting a wee bit of winter now. It's Texas Tim Wells. Tim, how's it going, man?
Howdy.
Good to have you, man. NYC's own Mr. Will Medina. Will?
Hey, now, how you doing, everybody?
Good to have you, man. The Scourge of Tottenham, cup of tea in hand. It's Philip Archer. Phil?
In the words of Little John, Rocket Man, flying through the rain.
That's Elton John, you moron. Little John was Robin Hood, mate.
Yeah.
Seriously, I digress. And all the way from Cali, it's Sue for TARDIS boy. How's it going, Sue?
Groovy, thanks, man.
Good to have you, dearie. So yeah, guys, the Rocket Man. What did I say about this one? The First Doctor's off doing his own thing. Well, it would later tie into the story when it came to the resolution. And we have Platform 5, Under Siege by the Rocket Men. So what do we think? Opening thoughts. All right, AJ, can I get your opening thoughts on the Rocket Men, please? William Russell performing it all.
Yep. I like the story, how it sort of jumps from the past to the present, back and forth. And the story sort of ties itself loosely together as it goes along.
Yep.
And how the very last sort of words that he speaks ties into the next part where he starts saying, so he repeats it, and it's like a new part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was clever. It was sort of like, you know, association words and whatnot. I thought it was would have been an awesome episode to see on TV. I mean, I don't know how they would have done it, but it would have been cool to see those giant manta rays somehow flying through some sort of alien sky. Overall, I thought it was a really good original story. It's cool.
Yep. We have another one here for John Downey with us, yep. Well, how about you, mate?
I gotta agree with AJ. This is a great original story about the Rocket Man, that there are a bunch of space pirates robbing everybody and any little thing that can continue their little criminal empire. And of course, the jumping from the past and the present storyline was made it real good and very clear for people to be confused on it. What I stood out in this story, I think, in a way, this is the story that Ian himself realized that he's in love with Barbara. Because when the scene was that she got pushed out, he immediately jumped right after her. And then you hear in the beginning of the story that when something happens, you realize how important this person is and what it means to you. And I think right then and there, even the doctor realized it in the end of the storyline that he was in love with her. So maybe when they flew together for a little ending right there, maybe right there he admitted it to her. That's what really stood out, because that explains how come at the end of the chase you see them together holding hands like that as a couple. That makes this, it stood out very well. So I can't. It's good to see it was a two-man show, because Lisa Bauman directed it very well on this. So it doesn't bother me that, of course, it has some narration between it, but this makes it a good story. So that's this. I mean, it's not. I have no complaint about it. So I see it stands out.
Excellent. Yeah, just to clarify, guys, we seem to have a story slap bang in the middle of series 2 here. We Ian, Barbara, and Vicki, as opposed to Susan. So yeah, rack those stories up, big finish. Timbo, how about you, mate?
Yeah, I agree with everybody so far. I think it's an interesting story. It gives you what I like the most about it is like William just mentioned, the narration. It really gives you an idea of Ian's headspace. I mean, the way he thinks, the way he looks at things, and how he realizes that he has that attachment to Barbara. That so far he hadn't really thought much about it. They're friends from school, but then they've been traveling with the Doctor for quite a while now, and he reveals, like, in a moment, that's when he knew. You know, that's when he knew that they were a little bit more than that. Not that was very clever. The way that story unfolds, I found it a bit confusing at first. I didn't realize that that's what Downey was doing, was having a scene and then a little bit of a flash forward or a flashback, and going back to this. But he does this to build tension, though, and it works very well because, in other words, it keeps, instead of being linear, it's more interesting because you're getting little bits of something that hasn't happened yet or something that's already happened. And it's very cleverly done, and it's very economical too, because it is just a two-man story. In fact, William Russell handles the majority of it anyway, of playing the Doctor and himself, Andy, and of course all the narration he does. And he does an excellent job. He does an amazing job. He's an excellent storyteller. So he gets a big thumbs up.
Excellent, mate. Yeah, I'd say a lot of people would agree with that with regards to William Russell. Susan, what do you reckon?
Well, I really liked how he was able to even capture Vicki and Vicki and Barbara, their personalities, their demeanor, and he was able to, tell the story well about those two characters too. Everybody's mentioned the Doctor and Ian's headspace and stuff. But really, it was amazing the way that he told the story, even from like looking out Ian's eyes at Barbara and Vicki. And I really I think that there was a real beauty to the manta rays. I can't tell you how transfixed I was, how transported I was to this planet. And it kind of reminded me of the Planet of the Dead, those manta rays that were consuming things, but these were benevolent on the opposite side, or on the other hand. But still lovely manta rays. Anyway, that's what I remember. That's what I would like to open with.
Okay, good. Thank you, dearie. And Phil, go for it. The Rocket Man. What were your thoughts, mate?
Well, I'm going to concur with what everybody says, because everybody's right about every aspect of it. I do like, as Tim said, at first I was confused by the narrational structure of it, and then as you listen to play it along, you realise how it's being played out, and that's pretty cool, and it's really good. I think my favourite stuff of it, though, I do love the dogfight in the sky with Ian and that guy. It reminds of, it reminds of Biggles. If you know what Biggles, you mentioned Biggles. Flying around and shooting the Germans down. It was kind of like that. And yes, as everybody said, I did like the inference of the romance with Ian and Barbara. Although that was never really touched on the TV series, was it, at all, really?
Not much, no.
No, it wasn't
not really, but like Will pointed out at the end of the chase, they have that little montage of photographs, and it shows them bouncing around London. They're so happy to be home. You can kind of tell that, they're pretty much a couple.
Yeah. I think it would have added a bit more to them if it was done softly on screen, but there you go. And as Susan said, Vicky's very childlike in this one. It's almost as if she's down-aged herself, because she's normally quite intelligent for a girl running around in the TARDIS with them, not. And in this one, she's like a little 10-year-old girl going, "Oh, look at this, wow."
Well, to be fair, Phil, she is getting held at gunpoint by a bunch of space pirates.
Yeah, she is. But I know, but she just seems a bit down-aged in this one. Not so clever as she normally is. But overall, it's a good story. It's a good story. I enjoyed it.
Quote of the podcast: down-aged. Just Phil. And myself, I'm going to concur with Phil and Tim to a degree. For the first 10, 15 minutes of this, with the way it was structured, I'm going, what the hell's going on? So I went back, I re-listened to it, I went, oh, that's what John Downey's doing. Okay, so you've got a somewhat of a flip-flopping story here to try and build suspense and tell a story in a different way rather than a linear timeline. So, good solid outing. Gus Brown played his part in this, obviously, as Ashman, as the leader of the Rocket Man. He obviously, William Russell needed somebody to bounce off of at some point during this thing, and he was the guy on the roll call that day and done a bang-up job, so fair play to him. The resolution, whereby apparently the Doctor's in the other base or the other platform, wherever the hell he was, and he's miraculously defeated them overnight. You're like, how did that happen? Wasn't really explained, was it? Anybody got any take on that, guys?
Well, he helped the scientists where he was at to de-scramble the rocket men. They were blocking all the signals from leaving the planet. So he helped them break that blockage, and they was able to contact the other planets of all the military and all that and the police to help them with that.
I must have been so caught up in William Russell's description about the relief of the other members of the party on Platform 5 that I must have missed that. So,
did he not also, I'm sorry, did he not also telepathically get the one of the rays to rescue Ian as he was falling or something? Because
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Normally at this point I'd say events or characters that stand out within this thing, but because it's only a two-hander, I'm just going to bullet point some instances within the story. The part 1 cliffhanger. How was that for you guys in terms of, was it suspenseful enough? Was it up or down? Was it high?
No, it was good because I like us fans who watch Doctor Who, we know she's not going to die in this story because how her character left. But it was interesting to find out how she was going to survive the fall. That was the good thing about it, because I had to wait till the next story started, the next part, to find out how did she get rescued like that. That really stood out.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the Rocket Men being really mean and nasty, because they're not very well served in their couple of next outings. This one is the strongest for them for me, because it showed them how much of space pirates they are. They don't give a rat's ass, basically. They're not messing around. Whereas later on, they're a bit weak and soft in there.
Well, you got to remember that then after this story, they lost their leader, so that that's why they named Desiree. So, I mean, I have not I have not listened yet to the sequel to this story, or to the next story after that, which is them meeting the fourth Doctor.
Yeah, you got the evil, but the evil one, Rocket Man.
Yeah, so I'm not. I look forward to listening to this, but I realized that since they lost their leader, who was very militaristic, they broke apart like that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else stand out for you guys, Tim?
Well, Downey says in the extras, I mean, they have an interview with him, and he came up with him because he wanted a sort of a 1950s movie villain, and that's why he came up with like these space pirates. And that's why he did this. And he said his original framing device, he said, was actually going to be Ian and on Barbara's deathbed telling her this story or something. And then he realized that line in Sarah Jane that they never aged and never, so he said that and I mean, it makes it clear that Big Finish pays attention to details like that, and they're not going to contradict something that's said on TV. So they go that route.
Yeah, it was very scary, that whole cliffhanger. That was quite a little bit of acting there.
All right. And as good as William Russell is, I doubt he was screaming in replace of Barbara. So
I put that. I give that to Lisa Bauman, since she wasn't the one.
Probably Lisa. Yeah, probably her. Hey, Jay, sorry, mate. On you go.
The scream was actually the actress Jekyll Hill's original scream from the show.
Oh, there you go. Slap me
which story?
Shut the front door. Yeah.
Which story was that from?
I'm not sure. There's a few of them, I think.
She's done it a few times. So
to be fair, just a case of getting left in the audio file, so
could have been Dalek.
No, maybe it was one of the
sound designers.
No, I was saying that maybe it's one of the stories that's not available on DVD because it's not,
I don't think it really matters. What was that with sound designers?
I guess I'm lagging. I'm guessing the sound designers probably have a lot of stock screams and noises like that. Like, for example, with the fight, when they're in midair or whatever fighting, all the little hoofs and stuff like that, you know, that they use all the time. So yeah, AJ's probably right. It probably is an actual screen from the TV series, but good luck finding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, guys. Phil, anything else?
I'd just to say that, as usual, William Russell does a bang-up job being a narrator.
Indeed.
He's very interesting. He keeps you hooked from the way he uses his tenses and the way he describes things. He's really good at doing the job that they gave him to do. So he's a good reader for me.
You gotta also give it up to the two creatures that's on the planet. The one that looks like a diamond that glows like that.
Oh yeah.
And then of course the flying, you can say stingrays like that. Because one of them was the one that took that took care of Ashman. So that was pretty good that Ian didn't actually kill somebody. I didn't want to see that.
Interestingly enough, it was the diamond thing that they recommend the after to make some money, basically.
Yeah, that's what they wanted. But remember that thing was that those creatures, the jellyfish, the stingrays eat them.
Yeah.
It also gave you the impression that Ian, as a character, was really dying to get into one of those jetpacks and fly around and be like, "Look at me!" Even though he's got a job to do, you can tell he was enjoying.
Yeah, he wanted to sing that song by Little John, eh, Philip?
There was such a cool. He was such a good scientist in this. He actually was pursuing the science and bouncing ideas off of other people. It was great. I love nice.
Okay.
The one part that worried me was when he jumped out after her, and he says that he's frantically pushing buttons on his chest trying to get the jetpack going. I was like, wait a minute, when the hell did he get a jetpack? And I went back and I'm like, he didn't get it. And it turns out it's somewhere further forward in the story.
Yeah, I have the same problem.
You really got to pay attention to what's happening.
Yeah.
Dial it back a chapter, or a piece, just to see, did I miss something? Because all of a sudden he's talking about he's inside, and I don't know, that may be confusing for some listeners, but once you get through it, you kind of realize what that was, the approach he was using just to build tension throughout the story.
Yeah.
And it was like listening to it again really helped.
Yeah, this probably is a story. It's only an hour and 5 minutes, something like that, folks. So it's probably a story that is worth maybe 2 or 3 listens just so you get the full gist of it. That might put some people off, but it is a really good story. So why the hell not? Series 2. More stories in Series 2. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Anything else you want to bring up before we get this rated and in the can? There's not really much you can do with a Companion Chronicle when there's no...
I have a question then.
Yeah.
How do you guys think this would work if it had been a full cast adventure? For example, a early adventure in that format. Do you think the story would have been as effective, or would it?
It would. I think it might have been maybe it could have been a 3-4 parter with full cast, because you would have had more talking, of course, with Barbara and Vicki like that, and some of the like girl was grabbed that was about to get shot in the head. You would have seen more character stuff with that, and of course when the doctor went, you would have seen him talking with the other scientists and developing the shield that protected them from the Rocket Man, and of course how did they scramble was able to send the signal that stopped their blocking them. That would have developed more. You would have seen more. I heard more from that.
I concur with that. The only thing they probably would have to have done, you would have probably got a lot of 1 or 2 escape attempts within the main Platform 5 thing, just to basically fill in some time. But other than that, pretty much what Lowell said was accurate in my opinion.
This story is very much a visual piece, really, rather than a...
Which is...
in a sense that it will work well on television if they could do it. It's a very visual piece.
I think it would have been a different story, in fact, though. I mean, it would have had a lot more to it, because this version of the story is completely Ian's viewpoint, pretty much. Yeah. Had they made it a full cast thing, it would have been more parts, and it would have been they would have haven't given the other characters stuff to do, like Barbara and Vicki and the doctor. So it would have been a lot more involved. But my question was just, do you think it works better as this format of story, where it really, like I said, gives you a lot of insight into Ian's way of thinking, as a character. It gives him a lot of development as a character.
Right.
Whereas if it hadn't been a full story, then it would just been.
I think that this would have made a decent two-parter, two 1 hour story to develop it further in a full cast, but I don't think it would have. Couldn't have stretched it before.
Hang on, Phil, wait a minute. I see what Tim's saying there.
Yeah.
Yes, it might have been better as a full cast, but you wouldn't have necessarily got the same character development for Ian way it being that full cast.
Yeah.
Again, that's going to, it depends what we would have got and its place. You wouldn't know unless you had the full story, I guess, which one was better. So, anybody else got a take on that?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it would have brought up the revelation of what Ian felt for Bob, but they would have just kept it mystery about it and waiting for the next story at that.
It could still that could still be done, but it would have been a more vocalized ideology. You would have realized if he's talking to someone else about it, say another prisoner or something, say that I really care about this girl and I'm worried about her because I have feelings for her. So they could have still done that.
AJ, you got a take on that?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it wouldn't have worked maybe as a TV episode trying to see things from Ian's point of view. But the one thing I didn't like about the story was when they've got the rocket men all there and they got all the hostages and they're like, well, who knows the doctor? And then Vicki stands up pointing at Barbara going, she does. I'm amazed.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Vicki ratted her out. What the fuck?
Well, I'm amazed that Ian didn't jump up and go, yep, it was me. I know the doctor. And the other
but you remember, he was already dressed in the Rocket Man outfit, so he didn't want to give himself away.
Oh, okay, right, yep, okay, yeah. All right, I see now, yeah. Sorry, non-linear story, wibbly wobbly, sorry.
Yes.
Don't worry about it, screw me.
No, hold on. Does anybody remember, was there an explanation for that? Because I got the idea that Vicki was pointing at somebody else. Or that Vicki was...
No, Vicki raised her hand, and then Barbara did the same thing. So they both got together. And then when the guy was asking, where's the third one that was with them, they were saying he was killed. And then Ian wearing the Rocket Man helmet, like they said, yes, that's what happened. Like that. He said that, remember, they got into a fight, and he took the clothes off the guy. So they said that he got killed, so that's not to give him away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Don't worry about me.
No, that's fine. We have to explore all avenues, as they say. Hey, guys. I think we have divulged, dissected, and wrapped up the rocket quite enough for one evening. It's that time again.
For mankind to find a G spot.
Right here, right now. The Rocket Man. William Russell, guest starring Gus Brown. Companion Chronicles Season 6, Story number 2. AJ, what do you give us a little ditty out of 10, dearie?
Oh, an 8 out of 10. Sometimes the narration overbid the story audio in the background. A little, you know, how you got the other characters sort of talking around them. It would have been better if that background audio was brought up a little. But other than that, yeah, 8 out of 10.
Lovely. Timbo, it's a view for hell.
I give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's an excellent story. It's full of excellent ideas. And I have to congratulate Big Finish on making all these more stories for the first, second, and third Doctor with these Companion Chronicles, so that you get all these more stories to beef up the the run.
Yep.
So,
the catalogue is ever expanding.
Yes.
Sue, what about you?
Well, I loved it. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Sweet work, and I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to meet William Russell at Gallifrey 1 because he's canceled out on that one. But
that's a shameless plug for anybody going to Gallifrey 1. You're fucked. You're out of luck. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Thank you, dearie. Put me on. Whoa, you're up. What do you reckon, mate?
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I look forward to hearing the other two stories with the Rocket Man. And you know what's funny? I said that was a lot. There were a big gang pirates of Rocket Man. It'd be funny to see a 12th Doctor story. We see somebody using a Rocket Man gear. That'd be interesting to see in TV. Since now we had the technology for those special effects.
Okay, fella, get your rating and I'll be right back.
Okay, I kind of forgot they also appeared in the Two Masters story as well. So
Yeah.
they were in that one. I forgot about that. So they were in that one very briefly. Two months story. My rating, I'm going to give it a good 9 as well, because as I said, William Russell does a good narration. Although the narration was a bit flippy floppy, I did understand it. It didn't screw my head. And Rocketmen are a good realization of characterization. And they do get better. Well, they do get better in 1 or 2 stories later on. But there is one that I find that they were let down, and that was the evil one with Tom Baker and Leela. So
could you guys tell me the name of the 2
right, so
subsequent stories, please?
You got this one, the Rocketman.
Well, there's the Return of the Rocketman that comes probably later in the Peter Purvis instead of William Russell.
Yeah.
And it was a 2-part story in the 4th chapter adventures. Well, those are full cast Rocketmen stories. Those are full cast.
The Return of the Rocketman is a Companion Chronicles as well, isn't it?
Yes.
We might get to that one day, Phil.
Yeah, so Return of the Rocketman, and then you got the 2 Martyrs story. They're in that one.
There you go. For anyone who wants to check out more outings with the Rocketmen, you're in. Yeah. All right. Just me now, innit? I've lost my place. All right, yeah.
Yeah, you're ready.
So for me, I'll agree with, who gave it an 8? It was
Right.
AJ. I'm agreeing with the fella down under. I'll give this a solid 8 as well. Great performance by William Russell. And to say Gus Brown for what we had today is Ashman. And that job, and keep on fighting in the sky. There you go. Champion, folks. All right, well done.
All right, Grimhilda.
Let's see if you can actually get one right this week. Join us next week, guys.
Where?
We'll be continuing in the Companion Chronicles range, and we'll be giving the Doctor a little break prior to Christmas. He's now off on his festive holidays. Where we will be tackling, Philip?
We'll be going to good old Victorian England to meet up with Jago and Lightfoot for the Mahogany Murders.
Oh, lummy. Yes, Mahogany Murders, the pilot for what would become the Jago and Lightfoot exclusive range, spin-off range. So we will quite gladly tuck into that and see what Box of Delights the Victorian age has to.
That is season 3, story 11. Of the Companion
Thank you for being very thorough there, Philip, even though you've got it in front of you.
Hawks!
So there you go. We look forward to tackling Jago and Lightfoot. As always, guys, please check out everybody on the wonderful, wacky world of the YouTube. We have Dr. Freedom and his news broadcasts and his Omega files. We have Sue there with TARDIS Blue Radio, also in conjunction with her buddy Harry. And what's the name he's cast again, Sue?
Dr. Who-Are-You?
I have no idea what that means, but it sounds fascinating. Go check it out. We also have the guys and dolls over at Geeks Assemble too. Coincidentally, this weekend, ironically enough, on their Audio Heads cast, we'll be tackling Jago and Lightfoot Season 1. It'll probably be past by the time this goes up on YouTube, but hey-ho, shameless plug, nevertheless. We also have Sammy Carter, Johnny Blues, Lady Neo, and whoever else you want to go like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm getting the hell on out of here, and I'll see you next time along with the cast. As always, thanks for your attendance. Be excellent to yourself, folks, and each other, and
We see you.
enjoy your festive period if we don't see you before then. Good night, folks.
Oh my God.